Hello, everyone. Welcome to RockShire Gaming. My name is Eric. Mother's Day is soon upon us, and I thought it would be a fun little exercise to look at the various games in our collection here at the RockShire Studio and see which games best simulate the experiences of motherhood. Basically, if you have ever had a mom or know a mom, you could probably recognize some of these things. So these are going to be the top 5 games in our collection that I feel, I did consult my wife with this, best represent things that mom has to go through while raising you. And these games have no particular order as to what I am putting in here necessarily. Hence, I don't know why I said top 5, but these are just the 5 games that I feel, again, best represent things that moms have to deal with while raising young children or older children, or in some cases, still adult children. Let's go ahead and take a look at our first game. Now, this game represents that aspect of motherhood when a child comes down with some ailment of some sort. You get sick, you get the flu, you get a cold, and usually you are having to be stuck in bed, not be able to go to school, theoretically be playing video games and whatnot during that time in modern days. But back in our day, if you were homesick from school, your mom would took care of you, but you were basically just stuck in bed all day. So I figured that in this category, the best game in our collection that represents mom having to take care of you while you had the sniffles was Pandemic. Yes, this is the my original copy of Pandemic. Again, not a bad game whatsoever, but at least not in my opinion. Other people in the house have a differing opinion. But this game, you go around, you have different jobs, and you're going all over the world trying to cure different ailments and whatnot. So, for this, the aspect of motherhood of taking care of your sickly children, this is the game I have chosen to fill that category. Going along with the theme of healing your children, sometimes your children could be a little bit more rambunctious than you would ever care to admit. I cannot tell you how many times I've had to stop my children from jumping off of their bunk beds, thinking that they were Spider Man. So, with that said, usually what happens is they fall, they hurt themselves, break an arm, break a leg, break a nose, whatever. And you usually have to, at that point, take them into the ER, and for some reason or another. So, having to deal with that whole aspect of having to go to the hospital, be at the hospital. So, in our collection, it's the only medical game necessarily we have, but I chose Dice Hospital to fill this category right here of mom having to take time off from her schedule because you decided to be a bonehead and jump off the roof of something and injure yourself. So that is going to be that next aspect of motherhood. Dice Hospital, very good game from Alley Cat Games. This is where you have different patients in the hospital that you are treating. The values on the dice determine how sick or not sick that the patients are, and then trying to discharge and get them out of there. So I figure because of the fact that, some injuries basically mean that the child would have to stay in the hospital. And there's other things in there. Again, this video is being primarily done for satire, but I do understand that there are some cases where you do have parents who, for not for injuries, for other reasons, have to have kids in the hospital and dealing with that. So that is why this is going to be our pick, because it's the basically the hospital aspect of, eventually at some point you have to take kids to the hospital for something. Mine never did, but there's that. Our next game on the list. How many times have you tried pull fast one on your mother? You basically say that you're going to go over to Jenny's house to have a slumber party when you're really trying to go out to that club that you were underage for and shouldn't be at all and have no business being at. And your mom has to suss out whether or not you're full of crap or not. So the number 3 game I guess we're going to do is Sheriff of Nottingham. This is a game where you basically take turns bluffing each other and trying to get contraband into Nottingham. I don't know why I had to look over at the name of the game to figure out what I was talking about. I just said it a second ago. But one person takes the role of the sheriff and basically has to suss out whether or not the other players are legitimately trying to get their regular goods into Nottingham to be sold, or whether or not they are full of crap and attempting to pull a fast one over on the sheriff. So again, this is why I chose this game to represent this aspect of motherhood and raising children. So there it is, Sheriff of Nottingham. So then for our number 2 game on this list, how many times have you gone to your mother to ask permission to do something? You've gotten the permission to do something, but then later on, the rules have changed, so to speak. Things were different, and you got told no. And you asked mom, why am I not allowed to do the thing that you said I was able to do before? Or why am I not able to do this? Or why can't we go there or do whatever? And she said, because and she says, well, I said so. And you say, but you said this earlier. And then she says, but I changed my mind. So that mind changing aspect of this concept, I was going to go ahead and mention Flux. This is the holiday version of Flux because I actually don't own the regular version of it. But this is a game of ever changing rules. The game starts out with 2 rules: draw a card and play a card. But later on in the game, you could be drawing 4 cards. You could be playing, 5 cards. You can be playing all of your cards. This rule can be in there. You need to do this, that, other. The goal to win is, having these 2 cards in front of you. Then all of a sudden the rules change and you have these 2 cards in front of you. So this is a game of ever changing rules. This is talking about mothers in the house. This is my wife's favorite game. The Oz one, not the holiday one. I don't know where the Oz one actually is, but that aspect of motherhood and dealing with that is why that landed on our list. And the last game on our list today, have you ever had it to where you are with your family for an event such as Mother's Day coming about, and then just drama happens, unfortunately, on these days when you have everybody together? You're trying to get the kids all brought together from different areas, especially if they've grown up or whatever. They are coming in from different cities, states, this, that, and the other. And things just happen and everyone's being dramatic. And then it just makes you just want to go. So that is why the last game on our list is Gloom. It's a little card game. It's actually a pretty great game, especially the storytelling aspect of it. But this is a game where basically you have a family with, in most cases, a mom, a dad, and a bunch of children, and various things happen to them over the course of the game that gives them negative points. You can also have positive points on there, but you're actually going for a low score in the game until eventually all your family members expire. That is Gloom. I know it's a little bit of a dark note, but this is again a satire video that we're doing on here today. So that is our last video to celebrate motherhood in all of its glory. Now, again, like I said, this video is all played for jokes. Mom's extremely important. You wouldn't be here if you didn't have a mother. So just wanted to let all of the mothers out there, all the mothers in my life, all the mothers in your life, and wish you all a happy Mother's Day. If you enjoyed this video and looking at these different aspects of motherhood in the context of board games, go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the channel. Make sure to put a comment down below of other games that you feel are perfect for any kind of other holiday, not necessarily like Christmas or like Halloween. Those are pretty easy. But any other random holidays, if you guys enjoy this, I will look into doing like something for Father's Day. I already have a few ideas for that one. By the way, also, just so you know, I've played this with my mom and she quite enjoyed it. My mother and my grandfather, rest her soul, my grandmother. So everybody enjoyed this game. So, but that's that. So, yeah, that's all for this video. We will see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you. Bye bye.